Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Jay Nanda, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner here on a very special Thursday at Backstage Live. Dio Disciples has just arrived and getting ready to headline a show tonight, honoring, of course, always the legacy and the music of the late Ronnie James Dio, and I have the pleasure of sitting here right now with one of the vocalists currently in Dio Disciples, Mr. Oni Logan. How are you?
Very good, Jay. Thank you very much.
Thanks you for taking the time.
Oh, you got it, man.
Welcome to San Antonio. Yes.
Thank you.
Dio Disciples was here a couple of years ago at the South Texas Rock Fest over at Sunken Garden Theater, and at the time the singers were Ripper Owens and Toby Jepson. Dio Disciples, of course, honoring Ronnie, as we said, who passed away at a Houston Medical Center May 16th, 2010, and the band, with the blessing of manager and widow Wendy Dio, has been honoring his music. And it's one of those bands that, there are so many singers and peers out there who I'm sure, as yourself, wanted to be a part of this thing. It's not like Dio Disciples was meant to have a set lineup from the beginning. Can you just kind of talk about how your involvement came into play and your influence with over Ronnie's music over the years and how you joined up?
Absolutely. First, I'd like to correct you on where Ronnie passed away. He passed away in Burbank at the St. Joseph Hospital, amongst friends.
Okay.
Just to make the record clear.
Thank you.
But he went for treatment there
right,
in Houston. That's correct. Now again, what was the question? My involvement?
Your involvement, how you joined up with the guys?
Oh, well, shortly after Toby had given in his notice that he wasn't going to be able to join the band for the American leg of the tour that we were going to set out to do in, what was it, 2 years ago. We embarked on a month-and-a-half tour. I've always been in the circle in the family because I knew Ronnie since 1989. And he was a big influence on me, of course, from at a very early age, and I had the opportunity, as fate would have it, to meet him along with Craig. I think it was the Sacred Heart tour. And so that's how we became friends, and we celebrated holidays and Christmas and Halloweens and everything, and he was a constant in my life. And it just seemed like a natural progression for those guys to ask me because they wanted the union of the family union, and at that time I wasn't doing much, so with honor, I accepted the invitation, so that's how I got here.
And of course, I've always wanted to have the chance to tell you, some of you may know Oni from his days in Lynch Mob, of course. Hard to believe it's been 24 years since the Wicked Sensation album, and I absolutely love your work with that.
Thank you.
But just kind of talk about how you transformed from Lynch Mob into the Dio Disciples. How many shows have you played with Dio Disciples? I have seen footage from the Monsters of Rock cruise. That was great. How have things been going from a singer's perspective as far as fan reaction to you and the band as a whole?
I think it's been very receptive as far as the fans. We do it not to emulate Ronnie, both singers. There's not. They decided to choose two singers because there's not one singer that could ever fill the shoes of the great Ronnie James Dio. Let's make that clear. So as their thought and their idea is to have two singers. And as far as dates, how many dates I've been involved with, we went out on a tour for about, like I said, a month and a half. I think it was a total of, I probably have done a total of 20-something or 30 dates with them, including the Monsters of Rock cruise. And the fans have been great. We just go out there and we try to do the best that we can, keeping the melodic sense and keeping it to the true art form of how Ronnie presented his songs, and giving it our best. It's not easy to do it every night, but who's that? I think that's Mark Boals warming up in the background. Excuse him. But,
a little sound check over.
Yeah. We just try to sing to our best capability Ronnie's great performances, and that's how we keep it straight to the point and straight to the song.
How much of a challenge is it for you as a vocalist is there, when you're warming up, when you're doing songs, when you're doing shows, is there half of you that says, I want to give it my own touch, but of course, keep as much of his sound and influence as best as you could on particular songs or just the whole show as a whole?
For me, it's the show as a whole. I keep it straight to the point of what Ronnie had done. Of course, you know, there's always going to be phrases, little things that he had done within his vocal nature and his true talent that I may forget here and there, but I'm pretty close to the point on it. And for me to go, if I was to go around and sing it differently and do all my, you know, my vocal stylings, which is mostly from the blues, if you know my work with the Lynch Mob, it wouldn't do it justice. So I keep it straight to what Ronnie had done.
Sure. And for all you Dio fans out there and all you metalheads, you're in for a special treat because finally you've probably been hearing about a tribute CD that has been long in the works, and it is finally coming out April 1st. It's called This Is Your Life, and you have some of metal's heavyweights on there doing a large span of Ronnie's work from Rainbow and Black Sabbath and of course his solo career. Oni is on there, and the song that I wanted to ask you about, Oni is on there doing I from the Black Sabbath Dehumanizer album.
That's correct.
Why that's, first of all, it was a great job that you did. I was fortunate to get a copy of the CD about 3 or 4 days ago, and I've been listening to it nonstop, even though it does come out April 1st. Why that song, and just talk about recording it in the studio?
First of all, you're a very lucky man to have a pre-advance. That's true. Hi, Mark. Come on in. You want to say
Mr.
hello,
Mark Boals,
everybody?
how you doing?
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Welcome.
I'm just looking for coffee cups still.
Well, we'll try to get
It's
one
the
for
little
you.
things, you know?
Yeah.
It's always the little things.
It's live TV, folks. It's okay.
Yeah.
Very nice to see you, Mr. Bowles. We heard you a
I didn't
moment
mean to
ago.
interrupt.
No, that's all right. But yeah,
Oh, good. We're doing a little.
feel free to join us if you'd like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got room for
I
you.
don't know. I don't know if you're filming a porno or what.
Come on, sit down.
I got room for you,
Sit down.
Mr. Bowles. So yeah, I was just asking Oni here about the tribute CD that he is on that's coming out April 1st. And
Oh, yeah.
yes, I am very lucky to get a copy of it.
Mhm.
But just to tell you folks, first of all, you've got Anthrax doing Neon Nights, Tenacious D doing Last in Line. You've got Doro Pesh doing Egypt, the Chains Are On. Metallica does a Rainbow medley that's 9 minutes long. Corey Taylor and Roy Mayorga from Stone Sour, who will be here at Backstage Live in 48 hours, do a killer version of Rainbow in the Dark. I could go on. And as we said, Oni does the Black Sabbath song, I. And you were just about to answer why that song and just your experience recording it.
Well, from what I heard is from an ex-Dio band member, Ron Robertson. He had once told Ronnie that it happened to be one of his favorite Black Sabbath songs, apparently from you know.
Sure.
It's just a fantastic song. The lyrical content to it means a lot to me, and I specifically chose that song because of it, because it was the power of one in I.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the lyrics closely. It rang, just it struck a nerve with me, and I decided, well, you know, I hope I can do it justice. And I'm thinking, well, this is Ronnie's way of kind of working his magic, and he led me to the song. Actually, Wendy had asked me if I would be wanting to participate in the tribute album, and I said sure. And she automatically says, "What song do you want to do?" And I go, I. So that's how that happened.
Oh, that's great. That's another great part about the tribute CD, because even though you do have the hits on there and some of the songs you might expect to hear, being given a different touch by some of metal's artists out there, you have a song like that you wouldn't expect to hear, done by Mr. Logan. So that's a great addition and decision. Mr. Boals, welcome. Thank you very much,
Mr. Boals,
for walking in.
Long time no see.
As we said, they're going through sound check, and was asking Oni a moment ago about how he got involved with the band. And first of all, I'd like to tell you that I've been a huge fan of your work, especially with Yngwie over the years. You know Mr. Boals from the Trilogy album, the Alchemy album, War to End All Wars from Yngwie Malmsteen, and of course you've got a new band, Ring of Fire. Not a new band, but Ring of Fire has a new album out called Battle of Leningrad, came out January 28th.
That's right.
But we're here to talk about Mr. Dio.
Right.
Talk about how you got involved with the project.
Well, you know, Ronnie's been a hero of mine ever since I started singing rock music, and just like just about every other rock singer, he's influenced generations of rock singers. But getting involved in this was, God, who called me? I don't remember now. Anyway, somebody called me and said, would you, I think it was The Office, I think Wendy called me and asked me if I would do the cruise last year, the Monsters of Rock cruise, because Tim was doing the band at the time, Tim Ripper.
Right.
And he couldn't make it, so I did that gig, and we had a really good time on that cruise and that gig, So a few months later, Tim got really busy, and so I did a few more gigs, and now he's really busy doing other things. So I'm kind of like singing all the time with the band now, with me and Oni. It's really a great experience. Great music, fantastic music, and it's just a thrill to be doing it.
Let me ask you both, as singers, favorite song to perform and the one Dio song you think, if you could pick, that best represents his legacy. We'll start with you, Oni.
Well, for me, I think they're all great songs. I mean, for me, it's like those songs are so well crafted. If you would like an analogy, it's like driving a Porsche or a Ferrari. All you have to do is drive it well. You know what I mean? So for me, I love Ronnie's work in Rainbow. Stargazer is a fantastic song. Tonight we're going to be doing Gates of Babylon.
Oh, nice.
Mark and I. We're doing Terror Woman. But I can go on and on. I mean, the Dio solo stuff, the Heaven and Hell, So, I mean, there's not one filler in there in his history and catalog, I don't think, you know what I mean? To me, he's just got such a palette of great music. So, it's all great to sing. And the reaction from the fans, I mean, they sing along with the songs. I mean, these songs are just, they're noted in the book, man. They're going to go in history. They're going to go to the moon, where Ronnie would like them to go. So that's how I feel about it. There's not one particular song.
Mark, for you, can you narrow it down?
Well, it's really tough because it's Ronnie's career spans decades, and every one was golden. Whenever he opened his mouth, it was gold. So even he could take a mediocre song and all of a sudden make it a great song. And that was his magic. I think if I had to pick a favorite song, it's probably an obvious favorite of a lot of people because it's probably one of the most well-known is Heaven and Hell. But there's just so many, and I enjoy singing every single one of them, and it's so cool because we change up the set quite a bit in the band, but there's so much material to choose from that we can do it easily and still have a really powerful set of songs.
Tell the folks out there watching where they can expect to see you guys next. I believe tonight kicks off a short swing, especially here in Texas.
Tonight's the first show.
Where are you headed from here?
Where are we headed? Houston.
I think Fort Worth tomorrow or something like that.
No, Houston and then Fort Worth.
Okay.
Yeah, one or the other. We're playing Houston and Fort Worth. I don't know which order.
It's just a little 3-day run.
So no other states or cities coming?
Well, next weekend we play in Las Vegas, and then we're doing a show in San Diego area.
Okay.
That's next weekend, and then we have some time off, and we have some gigs in Florida coming up, and then the
directly to most as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're just going to keep this train kept it rolling.
Kept it rolling. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. We're going to let them go, let them rest their voice, let them get back to their coffee. So thank you very much for popping in, Mr. Boals.
Great. I didn't mean to crash the party.
No, that's quite all right. You're welcome anytime. And
Thank you,
Mr.
Jay.
Logan, thank you so very much.
You got it. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It's great. A great thing that you guys are doing, keeping Ronnie's legacy alive.
Absolutely.
And this is Jay Nanda for Mark and Oni, San Antonio Metal Music Examiner. Don't hang them out to dry. For Ronnie and for all the metal guys that we've lost, and for metal in general, hold them up high.